Hello, 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 friends. Welcome to today's live stream. I'm so excited that you're here. This is going to be lots and lots and lots of fun today because we are talking all about hiring, one of my very favorite topics. And I believe it is essential to define your hiring needs and build that dream team so that you can achieve your goals. If we haven't met yet, I'm Deanna Maio. I'm the owner and director of The Vivid Woman. And for over 15 years, wow, that makes me feel a little old, I've been helping small business leaders to build and lead high-performing, profitable teams. Today, I'm so excited to share some must-know steps to supercharge your hiring process and create the dream team you've always envisioned. Now, I want to make sure you know you're in the right place. So today's live stream is for you. If you've ever spent countless hours sifting through resumes, only to end up with team members who don't seem to meet your expectations or fit your company culture soon after they were hired. If you're struggling with high turnover rates because you realize a little too late that the people you hire weren't the best fit for your business, and now you have what I like to call the revolving door syndrome, where you have someone come in, they're not a fit, and they go back right out again. If you're tired of firefighting, jumping from one crisis to another because of the lack of skill or commitment from within your team, if you find yourself avoiding conversations with your team, afraid to delegate or hesitating to delegate because you're just not sure if the tasks will get done correctly or on time, and if you've ever hired someone who seemed great during the interview, but turned out to be a completely different person once they started or quickly after they started, you are in the right place. I think it's tough because so many people just don't have the hiring skills that they need, and it's not their fault. Because where do you go to learn this stuff, right? It's not as if you necessarily get it in business school if you ever did that. If you're like me, I left my corporate job. I decided to start my coaching business, and then I needed to hire people. And if we do it wrong, it can be very costly, not just time and resources, but it can damage our reputation. And if you're thinking, I need help, but how do I find the right people who will contribute to the business's growth and success? It's a very common challenge. You're not alone. And, imagine the frustration of going through this extensive hiring process only to have this new person not live up to expectations for whatever reason. It's just not just a waste of time and money, but you can start to then experience self-doubt and question your own judgment. So if any of this sounds familiar to you, either on a team that you've led or a team that you've been on, please drop me a yes so that I know in the chat or comments. As a matter of fact, if you're joining us live, I'd love to know that as well. #live just drop that for me. And if you're catching the replay, #replay, that would be amazing. And I will thank you in advance. I'm going to take a sip of my water. Well, there's not much left there. So now it's going to slurp and make a big sound. So unprofessional. It's just what it is, folks. All right, let's get into the heart of the matter. How to define your hiring needs and build that dream team. Now, I can only give you so much today, but you stick around and I'm going to have some ways that you can get more, okay? First thing, you have to clearly define the roles you need. And this isn't just about replacing someone who's left. It's about assessing your current team's strengths and the weaknesses and identifying where you need to bolster your resources. So I highly recommend that you create a very detailed job description for each role. Now, if you're a client here at The Vivid Woman, we have a tool that will help you to do this utilizing artificial intelligence, but you can do it the old-fashioned way too. You don't need fancy tools to create a detailed job description for each role. Just sit down, pencil to paper and start writing out, what do you need from this position? Not from the person in the position, but from the position as a place to start. All right. The second thing we need to do so that we can actually build this dream team is we need to attract the right candidates. So we want to craft job postings that really speak to that ideal team member's desires and goals and what's important to them. You can think of it like marketing, because that's exactly what it is. You're marketing a job opportunity. You want to highlight your company culture and values, and that way you're starting to attract the people who really align with your business. So highly recommend you use your own website, your own social media, showcasing your team's success stories and your work environment in those job postings so that you are getting people who are already likely to be a fit and you're filtering out the wrong people. You don't want to have a process in place where you end up with all these candidates and then you have to go through them. If, half or more are not a good fit, then that's just a big waste of your time. All right. Tip number 3 for today is all about screening and interviewing. I see so many businesses not have a good screening process in place. So then they interview far too many candidates. It's not systemized. They're not set up to look beyond qualifications and really assess cultural fit and in alignment with values. So you want to use scenario-based behavioral interviewing questions to gauge their problem-solving skills, their communication skills, how they handle situations. Again, if you're a member of one of our Vivid Woman programs, you have access to our interview behavioral question generator that we've developed. But if you're not, that's okay. Just think of it like this. Think of a situation where they would need to use the skill that you're looking for and say this. Here's the situation you're in. How would you handle it? And then you apply virtual duct tape right here and let them answer. I see so many people interviewing candidates and they talk far too much and they don't hear enough from their candidate. All right. Tip number 4 is all about onboarding and integrating your new hires. So once you've hired the right person, we've got to get them integrated into the team as quickly as possible for it to be a dream team. You need a smooth onboarding process. You want to help them get integrated into the team, understanding the company's mission, the values, the vision. So one of the ways that you can do this, if you have this possible, is to assign a mentor to your new hire for a quicker transition. Now, some of you don't have teams that are big enough for that. That's all right. You become that mentor so that you can help that person to feel as if they're a part of things and they're getting up to speed more quickly. And again, if you don't have an onboarding plan in place, you need one. You cannot wing it. It is a waste of time, energy, and money if you are not prepared for that person when they start. All right, so before I share the 5th step for having a the 5th must-know step to having this great dream team, I want to talk about what's possible when you put these steps in place. When you have that dream team, well, your business operates far more efficiently. So you're saving your own time, you're saving your team's time and your resources. You experience less turnover on the team as you hire people who are a good fit, which means you're not training new people as often. People's skills and their knowledge develop, which means they're able to make more decisions without your direct interaction. This is a good thing. The team becomes far more competent and committed. So now you've got less firefighting to do, fewer crises. Is that how you say it? Fewer crises? Fewer crises? You'll have less hassle and stress. And you can actually spend your time on the things that matter that only you can do as the business owner or leader in the business, right? Okay. You will regain more or gain more confidence to delegate tasks efficiently and effectively. And your hiring process becomes a strategic process that can then propel your business forward. Now, for some of you, these tips I'm sharing today are going to be all that you need to run off and go put things into action. But I also know that some of you don't want to have to figure out all on your own and you want to speed up your process. So if you'd like some support in defining your hiring needs and building that dream team, I want to invite you to schedule a high-performing, profitable team game plan call with me. You can do that over at tvwleader.com/game plan. Now, in this call, what we're going to do is we're going to create a crystal clear vision for your ideal team, how everyone interacts together, what they're doing, their skills, and get clear on the most important actions that you can take to move you forward immediately. I only have limited spots available each month. This is not a ploy. It is not marketing language. It is just the truth. So head on over to tvwleader.com/game plan to get your session. If you sign up for one and there are no spots available, I'm sorry, but I only have so much time and you will have to wait until I have more spots open. All right. The fifth and final must-know step is all about continuous feedback and improvement. You have to implement regular feedback sessions and performance evaluations with your team. Open communication is absolutely critical. And so a way to do this is to use a model for giving feedback, whether it be positive or constructive. If you don't have a model in place, it's just a crapshoot on whether your feedback is going to contain all the important elements that it needs. Now, if you're a client over at the Vivid Woman, that's right. We have a software tool that I developed called Feedback Pro that will help you to craft perfect constructive feedback, positive too, that will make sure to include all of the important elements so your team can actually really hear it and act upon it instead of getting defensive and it goes in one ear and out the other. If you don't have that in place, well then, you just need to have a model. And of course, we have one that we offer to our clients that makes it really easy. And the more you do it, the easier it gets, right? It's just like building a muscle. The more you do it, the stronger it gets, the more weight you can carry, right? All right, so let's wrap up by going over these 5 must-know steps again. Identify your hiring needs. So important. Attract the right people. Screen and interview efficiently. Onboard and integrate them quickly so they feel like they're a part of things. And then make sure you have a model for continuous feedback and improvement so everybody continues to grow, including you as the person doing the hiring. Sound good? Yeah. And don't forget, if you'd like some personal support to help you get these things clear, get a plan in place, I would love, love, love to help you. Visit me over at tvwleader.com/game plan. All right, folks. Well, I want to thank you for joining me today in our exploration of defining hiring needs and building your dream team. I hope you found these insights valuable. Put one piece of this in place and you are going to see some really great results. Stay tuned for our next video where we'll continue to empower business owners like you with strategies, tips, and inspiration to lead with confidence and achieve some really remarkable results. Have a fantastic day. And remember, your dream team is well within your reach. See you soon, everybody. Bye.